Hey friends, welcome to my channel. I'm super excited to be here because I've been wanting to do this video for weeks, but I completely lost my camera battery charger. And in a bolt of realization yesterday, after looking for hours and hours every week for it, I knew where it was. And I opened the bottom drawer in the bathroom and behold, there was my camera charger. No explanation. We'll never know why it was there. But anyway, I'm glad it was there because now I'm here doing this video about a little thing that is actually quite a common dynamic for parents. Maybe even more so home educating parents. Perhaps because we spend so much time with our kids, this might be a bit more of an issue. If what I describe in this video makes you think, it me, I really want you to know that it's okay. It's really quite normal. And that actually what we're talking about is really quite a common kind of human behavior, and that we can totally work with it and change it. So what I want to talk about is the idea that some homeschool parents are often projecting onto their children. So some of you might know this term, projecting, others it will be new for you. It's the idea that we take our own negative emotions and feelings and actually put them on someone else and presume that their behavior or what they're doing is what you're feeling, when actually they're just doing their own thing in their own experience, and what you're feeling is completely your own. So it's a pretty common human behavior, and it's a really clever human behavior. Like most of the strange things that we do, it's designed as a kind of protective mechanism, a sort of psychological self-defense. It's something that stops us from feeling our own emotions. It stops us from addressing our own emotions, from admitting that there's something going on that we need to look into and work with. So it's designed for self-defense. It's pretty clever. I raise it with you today because it can be really debilitating in your homeschooling home. A few examples of how this can look is we might look at our kids and think that they're bored, when really we're the ones who are bored. Really, we're the ones who haven't had something to sink our teeth into. We might be hovering around our kids, really like wondering what they're learning right now, what could they possibly be getting out of this. And if we're hovering around our kids thinking that, it's quite possibly because we need something ourselves. We want to get a little bit more out of life that we're not getting. It looks also really practical. So if we are personally stressed out and feeling overwhelmed, this can translate quite immediately into nagging behavior. So our kids are kind of quite happy doing their thing and getting along with their life, but then we sort of like start stalking around, nagging and nitpicking, and when actually that's a really clear sign that we ourselves need something, that we need to sort of turn inward and look at the sources of stress and look at the overwhelm and begin to deal with the things that are causing that overwhelm. Another example of this is constantly questioning if our kids are receiving enough. Our kids, once again, are seeming pretty content and pretty happy, but we are constantly questioning if they are receiving enough, if they're getting enough learning, if they are getting enough opportunities, if they've got access to enough resources. I think it's quite healthy every now and then to ask those questions, to sort of do a bit of a stock take of your life and make sure that you've got enough energy coming in to support your unschooling lives. But if you're constantly on the daily feeling that your kids are not getting enough, even though when you look at them they seem happy, it's almost certainly a reflection of your own inner world and your own sense of lack about your own experience. If you've recognized yourself in this, it might feel a little bit depressing, like God, I'm just going around projecting onto my children. But you can disrupt this pattern. When you find yourself doing that, when you find yourself kind of sifting around, peering in at them and going, oh, they're bored, they're not getting enough, and you actually know it's really about your own boredom or your own lack, it's an opportunity to take some time with yourself and consider what it is that you need. So not all homeschoolers project, but some do. But here's something that I think nearly all homeschoolers struggle with, and that is about consistently getting their own needs met. It is so common for home educating parents to put themselves at the very bottom of the heap and meet their needs last and not indulge their needs or indulge their wants or their wishes. But being able to tap in to your needs, your wants and your wishes can be an incredibly liberating tool in your home educating life. Incredibly powerful. I would love to share with you this one tool that you can do if you're like recognizing yourself in this and you're like, oh, I do a little bit of that projection. In fact, this tool I would say would be life-changing for most home educating parents. And this is a term that has been spinning around my mind over the last couple of weeks, and I call it self-mustering. And it's when you gather all of the parts of yourself in, when you ground yourself in your intention, when you center in on your inner wisdom. It's all of these things. Recently I heard the term collecting your power. Self-mustering is all of those things. It's essentially a small moment in your day that you take solely for yourself, where you call yourself in and remember who you are and remember what you're doing here. It looks wildly different for every single person. So some of you, it will be just an early morning walking the dogs around the streets of your town. Some of you, it will be an early morning cup of tea. Others of you, it will look much more spiritual. It might be prayer or meditation. A lot of you already do self-mustering, but you haven't called it that. You haven't realized how essential it is for your day. So I invite you now to take a moment and consider what points of the day you do this kind of grounding activity and remember who you are. I invite you, if you've observed how you do it, to give it importance. To say, actually, that morning making of my cup of coffee, or that moment of quiet when my kids are playing, when I stare at the tree outside my window, those moments are really essential to my thriving as a home educating parent. And if you are scanning through your day and you don't find that you have any points of self-mustering, I invite you to consider how you might begin to find something. What is your favorite way to spend time with yourself? Is it a shower, a bath? Is it a moment in the garden? Think about that and then see if you can weave it in at one point during your every single day. This act of self-mustering is like a surefire way to knowing ourselves and understanding ourselves, of bringing awareness to our needs, to bringing awareness of the multitude of complex emotions and feelings going on inside of us. It is a way to get this all out on the table and see it and understand it, so that you're not subconsciously putting it onto your children. If you're living your life putting all this unspoken feeling onto the lives of your children, no one is really going to be very happy and no one is really going to be able to thrive. So yep, that's the invitation for today, to consider if you have a tendency to project onto your children, and then an invitation to begin a practice of self-mustering. I'd love to hear from you in the comments how you already have a practice of self-mustering or how you might self-muster in the future. And I'd love to hear from you if the projection thing resonated as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.